Hi, this is Michael William Denny of ThunderShamanism.com, ThunderWizard.com, and AskTheShaman.com. And today I'm going to start a new series about one of my other most popular and controversial books. And this one is called Shamanism for White People, Reclaiming Our Animist Heritage. So I want to talk about the introduction to the book, but before I do that, first off, who is this book for? This book is for anybody who lives in the modern Western world, who feels a very strong connection to shamanic traditions, earth-centered traditions, ancient ways, but you feel that perhaps maybe your culture or maybe even your ethnicity prevents you from really connecting. And maybe you're struggling with, you know, I'm not a Native American, but I really love Native American shamanism, or, you know, whatever it is. This is a book for people who can integrate their own modern understandings with ancient understandings. And we're going to address some things in this book that are going to piss off everybody. So just be prepared. I'm probably going to piss you off at some point. But it's important that we take a look at this stuff. So if you're not familiar with my work, you can go ahead and click on the links below. You can buy the book on Amazon, Shamanism for White People. You can click on that link, or you can click on ThunderShamanism.com, ThunderWizard.com. If you want to talk to me directly, if you want personal consulting, if you want personal instruction, or if you want a rune reading from me, click on AskTheShaman.com, follow the instructions, and my phone will ring and you can talk to me personally. So, also, if you're interested and you like my work, go ahead and support it. So, here we go. All right, so introduction to Shamanism for White People. Now, I'm going to get into, in the next chapter, I'm going to talk about why I use that title. So if you're excited or bent out of shape over that title, don't worry, we'll talk about it. In the introduction, I talk about why I wrote this book. And the background is that I was in the midst of writing a book called Mounting Sleipnir. And I thought it was going to be one book. That one book turned out to be a bunch of different books. But as I was writing it, I found myself writing these really emotionally driven essays about shamanism in modern society. And I decided, you know what, that's not the purpose of this book. So every time I felt like that, I would just write, you know, an essay on it and I'd sort of tuck it away. And it turns out that became a book in and of itself, which is this one, Shamanism for White People. And what, you know, my belief is that it's imperative that modern people embrace the ways of shamanism, the ways of animism, the ways of our ancestors, whatever that is. I don't really care what your background is or what ancient practice you choose to align yourself with, as long as it's connected to an actual tradition. I have no problem with any of that, but it's important that we get back to our roots, because for the past 2,000 years, humankind has just been on the wrong path. And it is my belief that the ancient ways, the shamanic ways, the ways of animism, are ways that can help heal us, can give us a soul healing and a cultural healing, and help us get back into balance and perhaps save this earth and, you know, save our species. Having said that, what I've run into as somebody who's been practicing shamanic traditions for most of my adult life, and has been researching and practicing the ways of my ethnic ancestors, what I've run into is there's a lot of misunderstanding out there. There's a lot of well-meaning people that are doing things that are actually causing more harm. There's a lot of people running around with self-hatred and shame that are trying to, you know, and bringing this into animist practices. And I think it's important that we look at it. And the first thing is, the big giant elephant in the room is that, you know, people who are of European descent have this mental barricade that they have to get themselves through, which is, my people aren't shamanic, and, you know, and so they do one of two things. They either adopt completely the culture of another people, which is fine if you have permission to do that, or sometimes they do it without permission, and it ends up causing a lot of harm. So we're going to be talking a lot about that. And so just, you know, strap yourself in and be ready. We're going to be taking a look at specifically some practices that were practiced by my European ancestors, which have been hijacked by the New Age neo-shamanic movement. And they're being characterized as these foreign practices. And in reality, they're not. They're from our shamanic history. So I think we need to bring it back into that context, because it's healing for us and it's also healing for others. There's a lot of people out there who feel like we're stealing from their culture, when in reality we're just trying to get back to our own connection and connect to the ways of our ancestors. And we don't have to pretend we're somebody else. I've trained with Africans, and I'm considered a master of Yoruba shamanic drumming. I'm considered a master in Taoist internal martial arts. I was a yoga master for many years. So I'm not trying to say that there's some exclusive way to do or to not do things. What I am saying is that we do need to address this question of, ethnicity, and what right do I have as a white person to practice shamanism. If you're of European descent, and this is a struggle for you, just let me tell you that our ancestors are among the oldest people on the planet, and we have in our DNA, in our blood, is the practice of animism and shamanism. And so it is absolutely, not only is it okay for us to do it, it's part of who we are. And by doing it, we can heal a lot of the damage that has been done over the past 2,000 years. So with that, I'll go ahead and move on to the next chapter. If you're interested, go ahead and click on the links below. You can buy the book, Shamanism for White People, Reclaiming Our Animist Heritage. Click on Thunder Shamanism or thunderwizard.com if you want to find out more about what I do and see my other books and DVDs. You can click on asktheshaman.com, follow directions if you want to talk to me directly, or if you want to have personal instruction. And you can also support this channel. That way I can spend more time doing exactly what I'm doing right now, teaching for free over the internet. So I look forward to hearing from you.